I have a poem I'd like to read for Kalisa and for all of you that I wrote for this day. And it's a poem about an affair of the heart. Kalisa was my friend, an affair of the heart. So here's to the Queen, long live her soul, and long stand her image on Cannery Row. As Isabella so eloquently put it, your heart was our home. Blessings be upon you, my lady, and as you hold your cup to honor us, we honor your wishes and fill it with your ashes, full of the love of your court. You filled our cups with wine, our hearts with love, and our souls with Cannery Row. And so, my friends, I shall say no more, but I suggest to you, on each full moon, that we rendezvous on the Cannery shore with our dearest Kalisa Moore. I have one more thing that I would like to say. I had a dream about Kalisa, and I dreamt that the whole of Cannery Row was in a basement, like a garage, like a mechanic shop. And she was down there, and there was a dancer with a yellow snake around her waist, and I took the snake, and it didn't really want me to hold it, so I gave it back. And I looked over in the corner, and there was a little gray pigeon. And so I went and I grabbed the pigeon, and I looked over, and there was Kalisa sitting there doing her endless paperwork like she always did at her desk, endless paperwork. And I went over to her and I said, Kalisa, would you like to let this bird go? And she said, why would I want to do that? and I woke up. So, just in case she's still here, and maybe it's not her that's here, but maybe my heart is holding her here. But I have a special birthday present for her today.
Now I'd like to ask David Armand Osco to the steps. David, of course, is well known to just about everybody here in Monterey, and he has had a long and abiding connection with Kalisa in the tourism industry as well as Cannery Row. David?
Thank you very much, Michael, and thanks to each and every one of you. I actually was lucky enough to get to know Kalisa when I was a young man, and I can share with you that there was nobody more creative, innovative, and spontaneous than Kalisa. One small example was when a group of local women were hosting a bachelorette party upstairs and had planned to have a male dancer come and do some entertaining. Kalisa informed the ladies as they arrived for this bachelorette party that the male dancer had broken his leg and was not going to be able to appear. However, she said, don't worry, I know we'll think of something. Well, as the dessert was served, 4 German tourists who had been dining downstairs came up in their underwear and proceeded to dance for the ladies because Kalisa had offered them a free dinner if they would go up and dance for these ladies. She was absolutely the greatest, and long will we love her.
Thank you, David. Kalisa was also one of those folks who was pulling for the National Steinbeck Center's creation long before it ever got out of the basement of the Steinbeck Library in Salinas. But we'd like to invite Colleen Bailey from the National Steinbeck Center.
Well, as the executive director of the National Steinbeck Center, it's a privilege to honor someone who contributed so much to the Steinbeck legacy. We have Kalisa to thank for preserving the stories and the spirit of John Steinbeck and John Steinbeck's Cannery Row. Her annual birthday party for John Steinbeck, held every February 27th, her contributions to the Steinbeck Festival and to other programs both on the Row and at the National Steinbeck Center, all provided a glimpse into the lives of so many who lived, worked, or visited Cannery Row. Like John Steinbeck, Kalisa was a great storyteller, and she could paint with words lasting images of the people she knew. Kalisa has been missed but not forgotten, and I can't think of a more appropriate way to memorialize her than with this public art sculpture permanently on display in the place she loves so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colleen. I would, however, like next to ask one of the grand gentlemen of this whole pursuit of John Steinbeck and Ed Ricketts in our history, Mr. Art Ring. Retired teacher, San Jose, actually he's a board member at the San Jose State Steinbeck Studies Center.
Among other things, with this presentation, Jesse Corsaut has created a lovely dancer. And it's a contribution to those who have been so very generous in their contributions to this event. Art, thank you very much. He was our biggest contributor.
I want to thank Jesse for the work that he's done on this statue. Apparently she was in excellent health when she had this, just a wonderful. Thank you, Jesse.
Art has been a valuable part of the board of directors of the Cannery Row Foundation for a number of years. This dedication. John Haley, our favorite lobster rancher from across the street in the 80s, where he was raising lobsters from embryo.
Doing a pinch. I first met Kalisa in '78. Moved here to go to school at Moss Landing. Fell in love with the place immediately. Then back in '86, my wife had told me she'd leave me if I took another job in aquaculture. So I did, and she did. And thank you, Betsy, wherever you are. But financial circumstances caused me to move into my office there for a while. So I had no kitchen facilities, so survival instincts took over, and I made friends with the cooks at Kalisa's and ate quite well over there for a number of years. And one night I was over there entertaining a young lady, and I realized I had insufficient funds. And when Kalisa came to collect, I had an inspiration, and I said, Lisa, how much for a lobster? Supply and demand. And she said, ooh, a sandwich and a six-pack. Okay, so that became the basis of a lasting friendship over the years. You know, I'd run across the street and ask for a volunteer among my herd, and take them over to Kalisa's. You know, you want to go out for dinner? But I loved her very much. I miss her a great deal, and Kalisa's, and it was probably the first birthday in a long time I haven't given her a lobster on her birthday. But I'll send one from the heart anyway. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, John. And last but not least on the dais today, I'd like to invite Ted Balistreri, who has had a very long and illustrious and endearing relationship with a woman who got more out of him than anybody had a right to.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate all your work to do all of this. It's awful nice. I knew Kalisa back in late 50s, early 60s, and coming down here was kind of a thrill. It was like going to the Casablanca, going into a place that was world-renowned, but so different. And you got a kick out of it because it was like the crossroads of the world right here in Cannery Row. And Kalisa kept a flavor of Cannery Row, so we never, to this day, homogenize Cannery Row. Keep it different. And you know, in life, the buildings will come and go in 150 years, 200, but the memories won't. And the life experiences won't. And Kalisa made Cannery Row that colorful place in which we love today. She was the queen of Cannery Row, no doubt about it. That's right. And when she walked around, yes, Kalisa, no matter how busy she'd come up, and Bert myself opened the sardine factory in 1968, she'd walk into the bar, we'd stop, we'd sit down, yes, Kalisa. But it was kind of nice. She kind of had a matriarchic air about her, and it gave us all a sense of home. Cannery Row became a home within a home of the Monterey Peninsula. You know, I see her sitting there, right there standing, with the glass of wine, and I know my buddy Dave out here, you know, she was a great greeter, and she did come a long way to come to Cannery Row. So if that was, she was speaking right now, she'd say something like, the waters of the world separate mankind, but the wines of the world bring us together, and that's because Kalisa's holding that glass. Kalisa, thank you for making Cannery Row a home, not just another place. And you'll always be the queen of Cannery Row, and we love you for that, and all the best. And I know you're looking down, having a blast up there. We'll all be there sooner or later. So keep the coffee on. We love you.